have a monkey in your pants?
Alright guys, welcome back. It's another Bad Influence fan commentary, Season 1, Episode 12. For those of you who do not know, this is a 1990s UK magazine TV show hosted by the amazing Andy Crane and Violet Nipples Berlin. What will be in store for this on this show? Let's have a look and find out with our eyes.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Welcome to a very special Bad Influence. The whole show this week is being transmitted in surround sound. And we'll take a look at a new game that uses surround sound
maybe not.
to really immerse you in the action.
It's maybe not really in surround sound, not right now anyway.
Our main review is
Maybe when it was aired.
Star Wars on the SNES.
Super Star Wars on the SNES. Oh my god, what's going on, Z, right?
Where you can experience movie special effects all day, every day, and it's all done
All day, every day. Super excited.
And I'll be leading the studios
What?
in a very latest laser game.
What? I want that very latest laser game with your
First,
own
this is
Terminator.
a new game out on the SNES in
What is
May.
it?
It's called
Humans?
King Arthur's World.
No.
It's a strategy game set in medieval times.
I've never heard of that game actually.
What's really new and interesting about this game is that it's the first one ever to use surround sound.
Ever.
So what's surround sound? Well,
Like
it's
ever,
exactly
ever.
what you might imagine. It's sound designed to surround you. It was originally used
Considering
in cinemas. You may have experienced
most
it
people
there. When you
back
see
in the
maybe a
day
plane taking off
barely
and
even
comes
had
over
a
the screen
stereo
and supposedly
TV
goes
probably
off
at
in
this
the
point.
distance. You don't see it, but you hear it. Or if something approaches you from behind, sometimes you hear it from behind before you see it on the screen. That's all done with surround sound, and now you can get it in your home.
But don't get me wrong, that game
TVs
blatantly
like
looks like a
this one have got surround
2D
sound
game.
capabilities built in. And
So
they're
why would you need
surprisingly
surround
reasonably
sound,
priced.
Mr.
So
Crane?
You've got a TV
Please tell my
and
ears.
you've got a video, but you'd still like surround sound. Then what you need to buy is a special amplifier like this.
Whoa.
These, though, are
That's a
rather
beast.
expensive. Most domestic home surround sound systems have 4 or 5 speakers. One on left and right of the television. Sometimes there's one down here too, a centre speaker for centre sounds and speech. And then, fairly obviously,
You don't even have
you
separate
need
front
2
speakers.
behind you,
Ooh.
left and
That's a
right
bit of a
for the
cheapskate way of
sounds
doing
that
it.
come from behind. Nearly all films these days are made in surround sound, and you can get the experience even when they're transmitted on telly or video, because the surround sound information is already encoded on the video that you or I would rent from the video shop. All you need is the equipment to access it.
Surround
But how
sound
does it
on a
work for the game?
VHS?
Well, when
Really?
you start, you get the test screen. Now, if you're listening at home in surround sound, you should get the full benefit of this. Starts in front, goes round.
Don't listen to
my
him,
right,
he's
behind me on
lying.
my
This
left,
is not being broadcast in surround
Right.
sound by the world of YouTube.
right,
Or me.
and all the way around again. During gameplay, the sounds obviously come from all over the place, but on the test screen, for some strange reason, people die behind you. And sword clashes happen in front of you. And
Mr.
thunder happens all over the
Crane,
place.
what are you doing? You seem
But what's the game like?
super
Well, the
excited
programmers
by
say
surround sound.
It's really difficult. It should take expert game players a year to finish this, so I'll
A ye-
probably be finishing it around about my 65th
A year?
birthday. It's kind of a medieval version of Lemmings. You're in charge of King Arthur.
King
and
Arthur,
his
I
group of
must
loyal
play this
followers,
bloody game.
setting out on
Maybe
a
even
crusade
buy it.
to rid the world
If
of
it's going
pirates.
to take me years to play it, that's value for money.
Like Lemmings, there are different characters with different
Somehow I
skills.
say a year
Here
my
it's
arse, though.
archers, swordsmen, engineers and foot soldiers. And there are
Looks
some
interesting.
horrible traps waiting for you, from spike-filled pits to cauldrons of boiling oil. There's also a cloud world ruled by a dark wizard and filled with giant snails. Watch
Looks,
out, the wizard will turn you into a zombie.
It does look
If you're
pretty
not one
interesting,
already,
to be
that is,
fair, a
after
bit
this
bizarre.
campaign. It's exhausting.
All the better for being in surround sound.
There are 23
apparently.
very challenging levels, but there's no time limit. The game continues to run as long as King Arthur is alive, so you're well advised to keep him to the side and out of the fray.
Oh, I
Good
don't
luck,
like the look
and
of
go
that.
Save the king.
Our main
Take a
review
year to
this
play
week
that.
will sound fantastic in
Nipples,
surround
where's
sound.
your elf
I'm
outfits
afraid
gone?
We've only got the game in boring old stereo. It's a Super Star Wars on the SNES. Everything you'd expect to see
Super
is here,
Star Wars
the
on the
Human
SNES,
Empire,
great game.
rebel spaceships, and of course,
Quite hard
Luke
from what I remember,
Skywalker.
actually.
And here he is with Alex.
Look at all those
with
lovely
UC.
condition Super
This
Nintendos
is an
just
amazing
kicking about.
game.
Oh, hello, Alex.
It's a 3D shoot 'em up and platform game in one. It's got everything you need.
It's a 3D shoot 'em up and
This
platform
is the
game.
land speeder
Oh,
level.
alright,
It's
fair
one of
enough.
my favourite levels. What you've
I
got to
remember
do
that.
is kill the Jawas that come out from that sandcrawler in the distance. On the land speeder, you can turn around 360 degrees on the screen. It's excellent. You use
That's
the jet
actually pretty
fuel
good
to
use of
blast
sort
down
of
the level.
Mode 7 graphics,
Those green
actually.
monsters are really annoying.
Looks fairly decent.
All the levels on this game are really challenging, but I think this one's my favourite.
It's pretty cool. I agree, Alex.
I think I'd buy this game. It's a bit expensive,
like
but it's
your
worth it. There's loads of levels. loads of
T-shirt,
characters
jumper,
too.
shirt arrangement, whatever it
This
is.
is filled with beautiful graphics. I
It's
think
beautiful
it's perfect.
graphics, said
It's
the
the
child.
best shoot 'em up I've ever seen.
Best, really?
I'd pay £60 for this. I don't say that about many games.
£60
Graphics are stunning, and
though.
It sounds really good.
See, and we
And
just
so
think
the final
computer games are
scores for
expensive
Super
these
Star
days.
Wars. The boys gave it
£60?
5 out of 5, and the girls gave it
It's even
maximum
more
points
if you
too,
think
5
what
out of 5
£60
from
was
them.
back in the day. Christ.
I am afraid that Namrud is unable to be with us
Namrud,
today,
ladies
so
and
I've
gentle
stepped in at the
spoons,
very
he
last
is the
moment.
person who gives the weekly hints,
All right,
tips
Swan,
and
but this
cheats.
is me really in
And
disguise.
as
This is
previously
secret
discussed,
Sonic
I think
2
he
chip straight
is
from Japan,
potentially
and no
a kiddie
one must know that
toucher,
I told you.
and Operation
By the
U-Tree
way,
is all
this
I'm going
isn't,
to say.
Spiky, it's spiky too. So,
Not in real life though, if
first
any of
ever
the lawyers
cheat
are
for
listening.
Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive. First, go to the options screen and select sounds in this order for about 15 seconds each. 19, 65, 09, 17.
17.
Start the game. When Sonic appears and waggles his finger, quickly
Waggles.
hit A and
Sonic
start together
waggles
to get
his
the level select
finger.
screen. Hey! There you go, Spiky! Wing Fortress! Oh, what a giveaway.
Oh, look at all them bits of computers. I bet he's still got that Amiga sitting on his
Who was
desk
that
somewhere.
masked man? We've just heard, by the way, that the release date for Super Star Wars has been postponed until May, but it's obviously one worth looking out for.
Tell me,
Last
god
week,
damn it, I
we
wanted it now,
reviewed
Mr.
Streets
Crane.
of Rage 2 and told you the
What?
price
Streets
was
of Rage 2?
$39.99. Something we were told by Sega was correct. We've had lots of calls from people saying they paid $44.99 for the game. We checked this with Sega and they said, in fact, that is the correct price.
Sega.
Sega say they're sorry, but they're not as sorry as all the people who paid £5 more than they had expected, eh?
You fucked up. Oh, what was that?
This
A
is
pan back.
Fish. It's the latest idea
Oh.
from the people who came up with Tetris. Lets you
Oh.
design your own fish tank. I'll show
Oh,
you. Here's a fish tank I've already
the
started to
latest
design.
idea
I've put
from
the
the
floor and the back
people
and a
who
few plants
designed
in, but now I want to
Tetris.
put a few objects in it, jazz it up a bit.
Man, they
open
let
the
themselves go a bit,
and
did
here
they
are all
not?
the different types of things you can
This
put in.
ain't no
And I think I can
Tetris,
just
Violet
I
Nipples.
want quite a jazzy weird.
Definitely
there you go.
no
Now I can
Tetris.
place it wherever I want. Now I'm going to put an animated object in.
Okay.
I think I'll put this crab in.
Can somebody tell me
When you
why
put
I'd
it
want to be
there,
doing
the crab
this?
crawls out of the shell and back in again. So I'll place
I'd
that
rather
there.
just
Of course, what this fish tank is
rub a
lacking is
stick
fish.
until I could create
So we go
fire.
to the fish screen.
Fish screen! Yay,
All
now
these
it's getting
fish
exciting.
have been designed by the computer, but you can actually breed your own.
They've been
And that
designed
takes quite
by
a
the
long time.
computer
It's
by itself,
enormous
like
because you
AI.
can actually evolve them, and that can take hours. So we're not going to do this.
Hours to
I'm
evolve a
just gonna
fish.
take the ones already there. I've asked for one of each.
This might take
Now we
longer to
can view
complete
it.
than King Arthur.
And then you get all your fish swimming around in your own designed tank. And what's really good is that you can feed them, and
Oh,
you can
that's
turn the
good.
light off,
Yeah, kill
on
them!
again.
Switch the lights off.
and then you can feed
Keep
them.
feeding them, Violet
and
Nipples.
you can
We'll
feed
kill the
them.
fish together.
People who can't stand too much
Feed them,
excitement,
feed them,
really.
feed them, feed them, feed them, and then
Our
drain
American
the
report
water.
this week comes from Z Wright. He told us he was going to visit the movie studio, but in fact he seems to have got caught up in an earthquake.
Z Wright is the American reporter, I think is what we'll call him. And this,
If you ever get it dead,
Oh.
go and watch the real life movie.
it's shouty 'cause it's loud.
Take my advice. Don't bother. It's just lots of hanging around. And when the director calls action, the special effects never look good.
Bad Influence was known for having these information bits and also educational sections within the show, so this is obviously one of those.
This is Universal Studios tour here in Hollywood. It's a spectacular look behind the scenes of the world's largest film.
Whoa, his dude's on fire!
Tram ride tour of the backlot takes you past famous movie sets, and you experience
Yes, Back to the
everything
Future.
from Flash
I just
floods
want to
to
go and live there.
collapsing bridges.
Just at the Back to the Future bit. King Kong, lad. You look fake, King Kong.
Even
Sorry to
King
tell
Kong
you.
himself is a 10-meter tall robot.
And he looks fake. Very fake.
And if you survive the tour of the backlot, you can watch teams of stuntmen
What?
recreate scenes from movies in front of your very eyes.
Ooh.
There's everything from Miami Vice to E.T.
E.T.! That's
But
cool.
the newest is also potentially the most dangerous.
Why would you have
Based on the
something
firefighting movie
about
The
Backdraft?
audience gets to see 30 major fires and 10 explosions in a couple of minutes.
30 fires and 10 explosions. Wow.
Backdraft is a really interesting show because it's a live
That sounds
fire
like a
storm.
really
We're putting
interesting
150
afternoon
people in
out
front
for
of,
your family. Let's take the
enormous
children and see
degrees
some
of heat, and we're
30
actually
fires
exploding natural gas
and explosions.
as well as liquid oxygen every 30 seconds. So it's a tremendous show.
No, it's
We
not.
build an attraction, especially an attraction like this, where the star of our
It's
attraction
a
is flying.
dangerous
We have a much different
show.
challenge than what a film will have. Not only do we have to do it repeatably, we have to do it hundreds of times a day. We do it 12 times an hour, 150
12
times a day,
times
all
an hour.
year long.
Bloody hell, man.
In order to have any control over the fire, we had to rely on computers to really do everything from the moment the gas arrives at the building all the way through the system, through the valves, through the burners, through the igniters. The computers control it step by step by step.
Hopefully Skynet doesn't get control of them computers and just set everything on fire. Seriously, let's go to Universal Studios and go to the Backdraft thing. No, thank you, please. No.
Really, before a computer can do anything, the first thing the computer has to look for is that the fact there is no flame. The very next command it's going to get is to start a flame. It wants to see that that
Flame.
spark plug is
Fire.
lit and has to verify it back to the computer. After that, the computer can then allow, in the right timing, to open the valve, and a pre-released or pre-measured portion of natural
Anybody
gas
else falling
is then
asleep with this
ignited
boring
and
suit?
set out through a burner.
Man. I think he loves his Backdraft show a bit too much.
All the while this is going on, we are sensing temperature in the attic, along the ceiling, at the audience level throughout the show. And the computer's taking all of these temperature sensor readings and
what
making sure
computer's
they're
that?
within an acceptable range.
Don't know.
In addition to temperature, we're looking at oxygen levels, whether we have too much oxygen or not enough oxygen. We also
I think
have
you've got too
intrusion
much oxygen. We
sensors
need
in case
somebody
any
cut his oxygen
employees
supply,
or guests
please.
wanted to try
Sort
to
him
walk
out.
out there and get a little closer to the flames.
Oh my god, that Z-Right
Well,
looks a bit
after
too
that, there's only
excited.
one thing for it. I'm off to a barbecue.
Alright, dude.
Hey,
Here we go,
stay
Mr.
cool,
Namrud.
sir.
What trainers are
This
those?
is like a really,
Get
really
them
cool
fucking
kind of
away from that
infinite
Amiga if
life
that's...
sheet.
You better not be
Cool
resting
world
that foot on the
in
Amiga.
At any point
Is it an
during the
Amiga?
game, just type in
I
Colin
can't see.
broke my Walkman.
Get the...
You can
Get
also
off!
type in
You-
Graham broke my television and Roger got mud on my trainers.
What?
Obviously, it's only
They're
the
big
first
cheat
one that
codes.
has any effect on the game whatsoever, and you get infinite lives. If you can be bothered to do it properly.
You touch that
Far
computer
out
with
and
your trainer
brutal.
again and I will break your ankle, Mr. Namrud. I promise you.
Peace and love now. Now for this week's news and previews.
News and previews. What have we got in store for us this week?
One of the most playable and addictive games we've come across recently for the SNES
Ooh.
is this puzzle game called Equinox,
Oh.
sequel to the NES game Solstice.
What?
You
Oh.
play a cute little hero who has
I've
to rid
heard of
his world from
Solstice.
evil.
I've
You
never
have to
heard of
navigate your way
Equinox.
through the maze of deadly dungeons which underlie the 7 kingdoms of creation.
Looks like a
Second issue of
stereotypical
Bad Influence
isometric
magazine
Spectrum
has just
3D
hit
game, but
newsstands,
obviously not on the
packed full of
Spectrum on the
news,
Super
reviews,
Nintendo.
reviews, and
Did anybody
behind-the-scenes
out there ever
stories,
buy the
all
Bad
that and more
Influence
for just
magazine?
$1.95.
I didn't.
A quirky
I'd love
new
to know if you
game
guys
due out
did.
on the Game Boy features a
Oh,
chicken called
I do
Alfred,
remember Alfred
who
the
has to
chicken.
save all
Is it
the
Alfred the
world's
chicken?
eggs
Alfred
from
chicken?
Wild
Chicken
World,
Alfred.
where they're being hoarded by a
Alfred
baddie.
chicken. Something
Due
like
out
that.
on the Game Boy in May, the Amiga in July, and the SNES in October.
So it was out on the Game Boy first? I always thought it was an Amiga game first.
Ariel, the Little Mermaid, makes her first appearance on 2 formats, the
Two
Game Gear and the
formats.
Mega Drive. Her task is to overcome the evil sea witch
This
Ursula,
is
who has
actually
turned all the
a
mer
Disney
people into
game
little
I've never
wormy
played.
things. Here's Kathleen to take us through the Mega Drive.
I'm not surprised.
If you like the film, you'll probably
I want those
enjoy the
tellies.
game.
Come somebody
You
tell
can
me what
choose to
telly
be
that is,
Ariel
please.
Or Dad Triton, but I prefer to be Ariel.
I prefer to be
These wriggly
Ariel.
snakes are mer people who've been changed by the
Mer
wicked
people?
witch. I like the idea that she has to sing to her enemies.
I don't remember this bit from any of the
You can call
Little
different
Mermaid films.
friends. This one's a
Do
fish
you?
and it pushes a rock.
Fish Pushes
You
Rock.
should look into the treasure chest because there's all sorts of treasure hidden.
It looks like a bit like a
The
guff
map
game to
shows where
control.
mer people are. The red shiny bit is Ariel and the other bits are her friends. This game looks lovely, but I'm not sure I'd buy it.
I don't think I would buy it, little
They're all
girl.
much the same.
It kind of
This is just a poor
sucks as
version
far
of
as
Echo the
Disney
Dolphin.
games go.
I could see it might be popular though because of the film, but I definitely won't buy it.
Yes, Spawn.
I love the film, and like this
You're a new
game.
reviewer.
I think Ariel moves well. I like the sound she makes when she sings. I'd buy this.
Well,
And the scores
we never
for
see
Ariel,
you.
The Little
3.
Mermaid. The boys gave it an average score of 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
The
3.
girls liked it a bit more. and gave it
No,
4
you
out of 5.
silly girls. Just because it's a girly
Return
game.
to the dawn
Humans.
of history with Dynolympics on the link.
Oh,
a whiz
so
through the evolution
close.
of mankind. It's your job
I'm sure
to
it's called
discover
Humans or
spears,
something similar on
wheels
other
and
games,
fire
platforms.
In an effort to stop your tribe from becoming extinct. Here's Ian the caveman.
The first thing that strikes you about this game is how good it looks.
I'm sure I've
Graphics
played
are the
this
best
on
I've seen on a
other
handheld,
formats.
and it's extremely playable.
Dino Olympics.
Here I've got to pick up the torch and toggle through my abilities to throw it.
I'm also pretty sure it's called
Got
Humans,
thrown
or there's a
out, so
game
here we
called
go.
Humans that's very, very similar. I might be speaking
Now comes
nonsense.
back down the ladder, and I have to go collect the person who was supporting everybody else using the rope.
It's not a bad looking game actually for the links, to be
Right.
fair.
He's over the rope now. If you get into problems, you can summon the Magic Man, who will trade one
Magic
member
Man?
of your tribe for a spear.
He's not
or
like
any
a
other piece of
shaman or
equipment you
something?
might need to complete the
Summon the
level.
Magic Man, please.
This is addictively playable. I'd buy it, and I'd certainly recommend it for anybody who likes this sort of game.
I might buy this. It's a puzzling game with great graphics, but the men go too slowly and they keep running out of time.
Not bad music either for
I
the
like
links
this game,
actually.
even though it's not in the same league as Lemmings. But if you're a fan of puzzle games, this is well worth getting.
It's nothing like
And the
Lemons.
scores for Dynolympics.
Lemons is far
The
superior.
boys gave
3.
it 4 out of
4.
5.
4.
And the girls
4.
liked it just as much.
4
They
each.
gave it 4 out of 5.
Doesn't look that bad a game actually. I've seen your face too much today and I'm rude.
Right, Techie Footless, this is a TAEC for UN Squadron
a what?
on the SNES.
A TAEC?
A TAEC is a backwards cheat.
Oh.
It makes the game harder.
What?
All you have to do is
You
first
really?
of all go to the options screen, then...
Don't know if
control
anybody's
pad
played
one,
UN
skip
Squadron
through
on the
level
Super Nintendo, but
difficulties until you see
it
the
is
word
hard
half.
enough.
Then, with control pad 2, hold down A and X together. Then back to control pad 1.
Seriously, a cheat
scrolling
to make it
through
harder?
Until you see the word gamer. You'll now be on a mega difficult level of the sort that only a complete expert of my calibre can get through.
Jesus.
Up,
I don't think I'll
and
ever be using that
away.
cheat because the game is brick.
Andy? Violet?
Oh, everybody's gone home.
What's going on?
They've left you, Nam.
Where is everybody?
They're playing a lasery game. Wow, what is
This
this?
is Laser Force, the
It's
latest
Laser
laser
Force.
game. The aim is to hit more people than hit you.
Now, is this like a domestic thing that you would buy to play in your house? Because I didn't have a house
It's so
that
dark
looked like
in here
that.
We've had to use special cameras, which is why the pictures look a bit grainy.
That's why the pictures look grainy. It's a bit close combat, is it not? It's like Laser Quest for the partially sighted.
He's got me and that's what counts. This
Whoa.
is a portable play area that gets taken round to exhibitions and TV studios.
Stop shouting, Nipples.
30 minutes to inflate. The gun barrel
Is there no oxygen in there or something? She's struggling to even breathe.
laser. But that's just the show. What you can't see is that it also fires out
She's
a
shouting.
red beam that comes from here. And that's like what you use on your tele remote control.
That's right.
And that is identified by the targets on your front and your back.
Okay.
I think Andy's just hit me. I'm going to get my revenge later on. But I can't hit him back straight
Stop
away.
shouting.
Because when I've been told by the electronic voice that I've just been hit, it disables my gun for 4 seconds.
Love Laser Quest. Not played proper Laser Quest for a long time.
But as much as I try, I can't shoot myself. And this also means at the end of the game, you can shoot your gun into a central computer. And this tells you how much you've
Is
been hit,
this like
how
before
hit
Laser
you,
Quest
who
was
you
Laser
hit.
Quest, if
So
that
now
makes sense?
I'm off to get my revenge on Andy.
Kill him, Nipples. Look at that
Its competition prize was a Super Mario
bad
paint
Terminator
and a
type
SNES.
thing.
The competition question was, who painted the Mona Lisa?
Ah,
Wasn't Namrud, it was some Italian bloke called Leonardo da Vinci.
oh, there you go,
Right,
Leonardo da
now,
Vinci.
that's
Every day's a
thank you if
school
you
day,
wrote in,
people.
But our random winner selection system
Me,
has come
me,
up
me,
with
me.
James Lamb, age 9 from Whitecross in Hereford. Well done, James.
I thought I was close when I heard the name James.
This week's competition prize is a Menacer and a Mega Drive, which Violet's got.
Menacer.
Anyway, the question is, what does the word laser stand for?
I
Send answers
don't know,
to
these
that
questions
envelope or
are
a
too
postcard
hard
to the
for
address by
me.
next Monday. Sure you had it.
No, I'm sure you had it.
Is this?
Who's shooting? Oh my god, giant Nam with the Menacer.
Join us next week for the last of the present series when we review some of the
Oh,
stuff that's
next one is the last in the series. See you, Nipples. See you, Andy. There you go, guys. This is Data Blast. Back in the day, you'd record this on your VCR, play it back frame by frame, read all this glorious information. As always, guys, thank you much for joining me. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you next time.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?